Hey friends, welcome back to Insights Out with Dr. Jen. I'm your host, Dr. Jennifer. Here we explore the untold stories of business, education, and leadership, breaking barriers for personal and professional growth. Today I want to talk about something I recently struggled with myself, overworking. You know that moment when you push yourself so hard that you suddenly feel exhausted, lost, and maybe even start questioning everything? I went through exactly that after editing my last episode with Mark on his building a global education enterprise. Because this was my first interview, I was so absorbed in making everything perfect that I worked very late every night in the last 2 weeks, skipped my usual practice of meditation before the bed, and kept pushing myself to the last minute that I couldn't open my eyes. Then one morning I woke up feeling completely exhausted. I even started to think, why am I even doing this podcast? Wouldn't life be easier if I just went back to my previous routine? When I hear the bird singing outside my window, I thought, I hope I was that bird. But then, when I realized I was thinking negatively, I remembered something from the novel The Glass Bead Game that Hermann Hesse won the Nobel Prize. I have read and finished during this Christmas. He wrote in his book a moment when Joseph, protagonist, found himself in a similar situation, overworked, overwhelmed, and questioning his purpose. He then sought wisdom from his mentor, the music master. The master, after listening whatever Joseph described to him, self-doubt, frustration, simply told him, "You are working too hard. Go back to your meditation practice." That really hit me hard. It was exactly what I needed to hear 2 weeks ago. And so today, I want to share with you not only the passage from the Glass Bead Game novel, but also my own journey with meditation, how I discovered it during COVID, how it helped me to gain the energy and peace in daily life, and how it could help you if you ever find yourself in that overworked, exhausted state. Now, let's start with that powerful passage from Hermann Hesse's book, The Glass Bead Game, Chapter 2. The music master is telling protagonist Joseph about the time he lost his way and in extreme distress went to talk to a yogi. And he said, "Since I had taken the liberty of discontinuing my regular meditation exercise," he pointed out, "I should at least have realized what was wrong as soon as the first evil consequences appeared, and should have resumed meditation." He was perfectly right. I had omitted meditating for quite a while on the grounds that I had no time, was too distracted or out of spirits, or too busy and excited with my studies. Moreover, as time went on, I had completely lost all awareness of my continuous thing of omission. Even now, when I was desperate and had almost run aground, it had taken an outsider to remind me of it. The more we demand of ourselves, or the more our task at any given time demands of us, the more dependent we are on meditation as a wellspring of energy, as the ever-renewing concord of mind and soul. When we meditate, we tap the sustaining energies of life that lie buried beneath the surface of our consciousness. Without this constant renewal, this constant returning and cleansing of our intellectual and spiritual faculties, even the most brilliant mind is soon exhausted. You have been neglecting these exercises, and that is why you have fallen into this state of confusion and discouragement. Resume them at once. They will soon set you to rights. This powerful message served as a reminder. When I found I was overworking, I need to sit down, actually, quietly, to do my meditation and to regain my manpower and joyful happiness status of my mind. It's like now, today, after I did my routine meditation for past 3 days, I feel charged with energy and I can't wait to talk to you guys. So how to recognize the overworking symptoms is the first step. Overworking sneaks upon us. At first, it feels like passion. Just like me, I was so enthusiastic about my podcast. I want to talk, I want to record, I want to find every friend for episode all the past 2 months. But then suddenly, you wake up one day feeling exhausted, irritable, and mentally foggy. That was me in the past 2 weeks. I have been using so many AI editing tools trying to make Mark and me talking more clarity, and I made the magic clips for the TikTok, the YouTube shorts to highlight Mark's wonderful messages. I just completely lost in those editing work, day and nights. I almost only eat one meal a day. So one day I feel so exhausted. I started to ask myself, is that worth it? Maybe you start doubting yourself, wondering if what you are doing even matters. Exactly. I ask myself, God, my view was so low. Do I need to do everything perfect? Nobody cares. When I was extremely tired, those negative thoughts can easily conquer my mind. And I just feel a bit trapped. So sometimes you feel that you cannot stop because it's just so much to do. As I made a list on my notebook. Today I need to work out how TikTok works. Next day I need to work out the Instagram or the Facebook. Finally, 3 days ago, I realized it's too much. I have to stop. If this sounds familiar to you, it might be the time to pause and check in with yourself. Are you constantly pushing without resting? Are you skipping the small things that bring you joy, like taking a walk, drinking a tea, reading for pleasure, or simply breathing? Back in my fast-paced Shanghai business life, I actually developed a simple trick to recognize whenever I was overwhelmed or worked too much. That is my nail. As a girl, you know that every 2 weeks our nails grow out, and if we skip a manicure, the polish looks messy. So whenever I noticed my nails went overdue, I knew it was time to step back and rest. It was a very small but very effective reminder. So in Shanghai, almost every 2 weeks, I went to manicure and sit down there just to have a completely massage and relax myself. That's tip 1. Develop your own personal cue for recognizing overwork. But when I moved to Melbourne, life slowed down so much. I lost the built-in reminder I do not do my nails anymore. That's where medication came in. I didn't always practice meditation at all. In fact, I used to be skeptical. How can just sitting there help? It seemed almost ridiculous to me. When life is chaotic, full of problems to solve, it feels like we need to do something to fix it, not just sit quietly there, do nothing. But things changed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Melbourne has several lockdowns in 2020 and 2021. The longest I remember lasted almost 3 months. The uncertainties and job costs in the university were making me really anxious about the future. The online teaching extremely boring and tough on me because I feel like I'm talking to the screen and no student will give you any feedback. But now look back, actually, because of the online teaching made me be able to talk to the screen, imagine a group audience interacting with me with eyes and enjoying interacting, asking questions. I feel more natural now to talking to a screen. But at that time, I wasn't comfortable. And I shared with my frustration with my friends. A wonderful Brazilian friend from Brazil introduced me to Deepak Chopra's 21 Days Abundance Meditation Challenge. She sent daily guidance through the WhatsApp, and I started to follow through. At first, I tried it out of curiosity because I heard about meditation a lot, but I never really did it. After a few days, I noticed a shift. I felt less anxious in my mind. Meditation indeed gave my mind a place to rest. I normally do it in lunchtime, sit down on my bed for 15 minutes, just follow through the instructions, which you can now easily find on the YouTube. But the secret is you have to commit yourself to 21 days. And by the end of the challenge, I had a newfound sense of gratitude and appreciation for what I had. I have good eyes. I can see the beautiful colors around. I have food to eat. I have a house, home to stay. So all those things I have made me happy. And when I feel frustrated before, because I overlooked all the wonderful things in my world. Similarly, some friends also told me their meditation experience during the COVID-19 to reduce their stress and find grounded again and to appreciate the life. So this curiosity of meditation increased after my first try. As a researcher, I always wonder why meditation worked. Is there any scientific evidence or science behind it? That's when I start to find Dr. Joe Dispenza's book. Dr. Joe Dispenza was also become very popular on YouTube and the internet during COVID. He is one of the person that introduced how to do meditation with evidence and science behind it. His book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, explains that our personalities and intelligence are not fixed. They are shaped by both genetics and environment, so inside and external factors. Through meditation, we can literally rewind our thoughts, emotions, and habits. That's why he called his book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Which means if you want to achieve something in your dream that is new, then you cannot follow your old lifestyle because it doesn't work. You have to break the old selves. But how? The power of old lifestyle, the habit is so strong, it can strain you to have a new person grown out of your old self. So Dr. Joe, his meditation program, structured in 4 weeks, which you can also find on the web, YouTube, with each session lasting about 45 to 50 minutes. I met a lot of experienced meditators. They do see that they normally practice meditation 2 hours every day. I followed it through during lockdown in COVID-19 every day, almost 1 hour meditation. And I do find I am much calmer and happier. But once we came out of COVID, life got busy. I struggled to find the time to do 1 hour meditation. So I kept searching for something more adaptable to my life. That's when I came across Yongey Mingyur Rinpoche, a Buddhist monk who has participated in neuroscience studies since 2002. His brain scans over a 14-year period showed that his brain aged more slowly. At the age of 41, his brain resembled that of a 33 years old, suggesting a delay of about 8 years in brain aging than the normal human being. Also, during compassion meditation, his empathy-related brain activity was 700, 800 times greater than at rest time. Scientists even nicknamed him the happiest man on earth. If you search Google the happiest man on earth, you will find his teaching. So I found his book, The Joy of Living, which introduced me a deeper perspective on meditation. His father taught him as a child in meditation to sit your body on the mat. Put your heart in your body. So it wasn't just sitting still. It was more about integrating the body and the mind, resting in pure awareness, knowing you exist with your body and the mind together. His joyful approach and teaching made meditation so fun. I guarantee you, if you watch YouTube his teaching, you will laugh like me. He always talks about the monkey mind, how to turn off the busy radio in mind, how to calm down your monkey in your brain. So I thought, wow, if meditation can do all those wonders, especially aging slower, I need to understand it more. This led me to further find Zen Master Thích Nhan Hạnh, or Thai as his students called him. I respect Thai, and I also call him my spiritual mentor and leader. I loved his book about a Buddha's enlightenment journey named Old Path, White Clouds. You can see from this book name, the whole writing was also brilliant in a beautifully simple way, easy to read and good enjoy to read. His teachings remind me of an old Chinese saying I love, 大道至简. The greatest wisdom is the simplest. So anyone can read Thích Nhan Hanh's book and learn something from it. Thai also inspired me personally. He was Vietnamese, yet he built a global monastic community in France, the Plum Village. Plum Village has an app, and if you are interested in learning more about Thai's teaching, you can just download his app. He shared and taught the Dharma, Eastern Buddhist wisdom, to Western audience in both English and French. Seeing him convey such profound teachings across languages while embracing his natural Vietnamese accent really encouraged me to do my podcast in English. It reminded me that my Chinese English accent is just a part of who I am. If I had the goodwill to share to the world, what I have learned, my lessons, my mistakes. And if anybody can benefit from one episode or one sentence I have said, it would me the happiest person in the world because I feel I'm useful and my life become meaningful in helping or inspiring others. After all those experiences and researches, I would emphasize meditation is not only a knowledge on the paper, you have to experience yourself. Now, I would like to introduce how do I practice meditation today. Here is my daily practice. In the morning and evening, I normally started with 16-step breathing exercise introduced by Plum Village, which I will introduce at the end of this episode, then followed by some specific reflection and prayer. So in the morning, before I get up, I will sit down in the bed, do the 16-step breathing exercise and the meditation with one powerful gratitude sentence like this. Breathing in. I am grateful. There are 24 brand new hours before me. Breathing out. 24 brand new hours before me. How wonderful it is. Then I will open my eyes, happily jump out of my bed and feeling excited for the new day. In the evening, after 16-step breathing exercise, I will do a reflection session structured in 4-step case. K for keep. Anything I do well today, I should keep tomorrow. I for improvement. Anything I can do better, tomorrow I should do with new strategies how to do better. S for stop. Anything I did wrong today, I should stop doing tomorrow. Last S for start. Anything I should do today, I didn't do, or I hadn't got a chance to do it, or I didn't think of it, then I should start to do tomorrow. I give you an example. Today, lunchtime, when my son came back from his haircut, he was so excited, shouting at me, "Mom, look at my new haircut." I was so absorbed in my computer work, I just shouted back, "Wow, it looks great." Obviously, now, when I review this session, I understood. I didn't even look at him. Of course, he complained. "You didn't even look at me." I told myself, from tomorrow, I should never do that again. So those small sessions actually help me to control my mind to do a daily, more structured exercise and help me to plan next day better. It's a good reminder. Most of the time, if we don't deliberately review or reflection what we did one day, time just passed by. During the week, if I have a especially busy day, for example, in the university, after a long teaching morning, I normally feel quite exhausted and very tired. I will find a quiet corner to just sit down for 5 minutes doing breathing exercise, so it can help me to regain the energy and recharge my body, prepare for afternoon teaching. Lastly, on weekly basis, a Saturday normally is my lazy day. That's a practice introduced by Plum Village as well. On lazy day, we don't work, absolutely no working. I would normally do nothing, no housework. I would do only the self-care, things that make me feel happy. For example, I would drinking tea in the backyard. Just look at my tree and listening to this bird sing. Or if I have appetite, I will check a new recipe and cook a wonderful meal for the family. Maybe not always wonderful, but
new dish for the family, or I just work in the garden.
While listening to the podcast, the way out is in.
Of course, Plum Village actually introduced lazy day from Monday to Friday, but given our working schedule, I think I can only put it on Saturday. It may not seem a lot because I know many experienced meditators will normally recommend to do 2 hours per day, but it's easier to build into my daily routine and form a habit. Even that, you can see I forgot to do that last 2 weeks.
Because I was working too late, and you know what? I felt terrible. I become the old, angry woman.
Feeling tired, exhausted, and self-doubt again.
So that was my reminder. Meditation isn't just a nice to have, it is essential. Now I would love to share a short guided meditation with you. This is called Thich Nhat Hanh's 16-step breathing exercise, based on the ancient Buddhist practice of anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. It was divided into 4 parts. The first part is mindfulness of the body. So we first recognize our body. The second group is about mindfulness of feelings and be aware of our emotions and then calm our emotions. The third group will be the mindfulness of the mind. The fourth part is the mindfulness of mental phenomena, which we go deeper. Observe the impermanence, and then observe relinquishment, letting go. Now, let's begin. Dear friends, if you are washing dishes, riding the bus, or walking somewhere, taking a moment to pause. Find a quiet place to sit comfortably and follow me in this guided meditation. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in. I notice if my breath is long or short. Breathing out. I notice if my breath is long or short. Breathing in. I'm aware of my whole body. Breathing out. I'm aware of my whole body. Breathing in. I calm my whole body. Breathing out. I calm my whole body. Breathing in. I feel joyful. Breathing out, I feel joyful. Breathing in, I feel happy. Breathing out, I feel happy. Breathing in, I'm aware of my mental formation. Breathing out, I am aware of my mental formations. Breathing in, I calm my mental formations. Breathing out, I calm my mental formations. Breathing in, I am aware of my mind. Breathing out, I am aware of my mind. Breathing in, I make my mind happy. Breathing out, I make my mind happy. Breathing in, I concentrate my mind. Breathing out, I concentrate my mind. Breathing in, I liberate my mind. Breathing out, I liberate my mind. Breathing in, I observe the impermanent nature of all dharmas. Breathing out, I observe the impermanent natures of all dharmas. Breathing in, I observe the fading of all dharmas. Breathing out, I observe the fading of all dharmas. Breathing in, I observe the cessation of all dharmas. Breathing out, I observe the cessation of all dharmas. Breathing in, I observe the letting go of all dharmas. Breathing out, I observe the letting go of all dharmas. Now, take a few more breaths, gently becoming aware of your surroundings. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed this meditation and found some peace in today's episode. Remember, overworking doesn't make us better. It just burns us out. Meditation is one way to rest the mind and find power, renew your body and mind.
Something small step, but you can do it consistently is definitely the key. The meditation effects has to be practiced for a little bit longer time to see the results. As I shared before, that starting from that 21 days challenge can be a good starting point.
But you have to find what works for you. Maybe it is not meditation. It is running, painting, or playing music, or any hobbies you find that can let your brain, your mind rest. Whatever it is, listen to your body and mind. When they tell you it's time to rest, you need to rest. Don't push through. For now, take a deep breath. Let go and be kind to yourself and rest your mind. Till next time, keep practicing and be happy.